let's get into it, shall we? Welcome to the show.
Well, it's a blessing to be here.
So I want to take it back because there are some people who don't know
Yeah.
who TG Capital is, like Tyler G Capital, right?
Yes.
So give me a rundown, like give us all a rundown of like where you started, and how you got to where you're at. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know you started in a blue collar job.
Yes, I
and
did.
you came
My whole life.
Yes, and you brought that into a $500,000 payout from
Yeah.
pot firms
Last year.
So there is range there we got to talk about.
Let's
How do
get
you
it.
go from where that is to a $500,000 payout?
All right. So essentially, is that I was in the elevator union, and listen, if anybody knows, it's the most prestigious union, one of the most prestigious unions in the entire country,
Hmm.
right? My future father-in-law actually got me in, right? And they were paying me. I was making six figures a year, right, as a first year apprentice. So you come in, I'm making $33 an hour, knowing nothing about elevators, and you cannot get into that union unless you know somebody.
Mm.
So he got me in, and I told him. I remember, I said to him, his name's Gene. If people know him as Papa Gene, if you do know him, maybe he's the most authentic, raw person that you'll ever
Shout
meet.
out Papa Gene if you're
Papa
watching.
Gene is absolutely goated.
Oh,
And the thing is that I told him from the jump, for real. I said, this is a means to an end for me. I love you to death, right? He's like, if there's somebody that will take a bullet for me, it's him. And I told him, I said, listen, I just want you to know that this is a means to an end for me, and I have a dream of doing this trading shit. And the thing is, guys, is that I was so completely obsessed with this, and that there was no plan B for me. And I told him, I looked him in his eyes, I said, this is no way that this isn't going to work out, right?
wow.
And he goes, I want to see it. And it's tough for people to really understand, especially in their generation, their time, right? Because a 50, 60-year-old parent isn't going to understand the concept of trading and prop firms or any of this until you physically show them, the payouts or the bank statements. And I was just so obsessed with this, and in my soul, I knew that I was meant to do big things, and it was not that, like, people tell you it that when you have the pension, and I had the 401k, and I had the annuity, and that I would be set when I'm 60. But this is the thing. You aren't promised 60 years on this earth.
Mm.
You are not.
Mm-hmm.
Your life, it can be gone at any moment in time. So do and go and follow your passion. And in my gut and in my soul, it told me that trading was it, right?
Mm.
I want to tell you and everyone out there is that I had a whiteboard. I'll never forget this. And I slept with it next to my bed. I lived in a shitty one-bedroom apartment in Mineola, New York, and in Long Island. If you guys know, Long Island's extremely expensive. It was like $3,000 a month. I lived in an absolute shithole.
Hmm.
And I wrote on this whiteboard everything that I wanted to do within the next 6 months, right? And I'm extremely big into manifestation. I'm extremely big into my faith in God and Christianity. And every single day I would pray and I would say, this is, and I wouldn't, when you want to go and manifest something, I would tell God and the universe that this already happened to me.
Yes.
I would say, I'm a multi-millionaire. I made six figures in a month already. Thank you for blessing me with this. And I had a whiteboard, and I slept next to it. I wrote, I'm going to make six figures in payouts. I'm going to have my dream apartment in Miami. I'm going to have my dream car. I'm going to be on these podcasts.
Yes.
And every single fucking thing on that list, I've done.
Amen.
I'm not lying to you guys. I have nothing to hide. I would rub that board and I would visualize myself having it. And I was in Mineola in Long Island, and I've done every single fucking thing on that goddamn list.
That is amazing.
Guys, every single one of you be watching, there's absolutely no reason that you can't do anything that you put your mind to. Nothing is off limits in this life. I'm telling you, I changed my entire fucking life in 6 months. I was in an elevator shaft, freezing my ass off, and I think about this, right? Every single person that I worked with in the elevator union, they told me I was an idiot. I was never going to be good. I should look for a new career, right? I'm telling you, I'm talking like mental and physical warfare. And the people out there, if you do ever watch this, that what you guys put me through was fucking criminal. And I would tell my father-in-law, and he's going to watch this shit, and he knows what they put me through. I would go into the porta potty and I would be crying because I was so upset that I was living a life that was a lie. It was not me, right? And I went and I physically couldn't leave my house. I had I had like some sort of concept where I couldn't leave. I was uncomfortable to leave my house because I was so unhappy with myself,
Mm,
and I felt like I was living a lie. I wasn't in my own body and what I should be doing with my life, right?
yeah.
And these people were mentally assaulting me every day. Every single day I would go to work, I would hate myself.
Mm,
I'd put those boots on. I would have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, and I hated myself for it. The money means nothing if you're not happy about what you're doing. You can make 6 figures a year. If you hate yourself, the money is meaningless. So do what you love. It doesn't have to be trading.
yeah.
Do whatever brings you and puts a fire inside of you.
Yeah.
You're a nurse and you like to take care of people, go and do that. You're an engineer, go and do that.
Manifestation is,
Huge.
but it's nothing without doing the work,
That
right?
is 100% facts. I want everyone to know that every single day when I came back, I remember. So I would work 4 days a week, right? And I had a great schedule.
Mhm.
I didn't work Fridays ever, right? I would go to work at 6 a.m. I would leave at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If everyone knows the elevator union, you're the first guys in and the first guys off the job. You're treated like royalty. You really are. You're one of the highest paid unions in the entire country. The only one that probably beats you is the crane operators. I'm being serious. Those guys, if you're a mechanic, you're making over $90 an hour, right? You're making well over $200,000 a year. That's not even including overtime. Every single day when I would come home, I would hit the gym and I would backtest until I literally fell asleep with the laptop on my stomach. You have to do what others won't to get what you want. You have to go and sacrifice that time. And the time for me was getting data. I had 6 years of data, six
Mm,
years on my model, right? I struggled for 6 years, and my girlfriend had to pay my rent for me. She
wow.
physically paid my rent for me during COVID, and I was getting those stimulus checks. And guys, for if you don't know me, I was solely focused on trading forex at the time, and I was burning these accounts. I had no model. I had nothing. I was trading the RSI. If the
Mm.
RSI was oversold, I was full porting shorts. If it was overbought, if it was oversold, I was full porting longs. If
Yeah.
it was oversold, I was full porting shorts.
Oh man.
I had no model at the time, and I took a year off from prop firms to build my model. And I got into watching ICT. You guys can say whatever the hell you want about him, right? Is he a psychopath? Absolutely. But he made it in a way, right, where I focused on things that it was easy for me to digest, as far as like trading at a specific time, right?
Yeah.
And I trade fair value gaps. I trade balanced price ranges, and these were all things that I focused on for a year, and I got 5 years of data on,
Right.
and I had a model, right? And I had a model, and the model that I trade now is that I had so many trades that the data and the statistics were backed. It was backed by math.
Mm,
So the only thing that could actually fuck that up was if I did something wrong and I went outside of that.
yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
understand? When you
Yes.
have the mathematics on your side, and I tell everyone this is so incredibly important to trade a model that is at least 85 to 90% mechanical, and you guys do need discretion, right? You need to be able to adapt to different market conditions, but you need to come to the market at a specific time and have a specific model that you trade, and you come in and you look for the same thing every day, right?
Right.
And once I had that, I'll tell you what I did, and I do not recommend any single one of you do this, okay? This is what I did. I had credit cards.
Ooh.
I had credit cards. And I was so completely delusional in myself and in my model that I had the mathematics. I maxed out every single credit card I had. First of all, this is not I do not do this. You guys don't understand that I wanted to be out of that job so bad because
Mm,
I was getting abused. Like mentally, it was physical warfare for me. I said, I need to get out of this. I did not give a fuck about the money. The money
mm,
was great, right? The money was insane. I had a great schedule. I was miserable. I was
mhm.
miserable. It did not matter to me. Money means nothing if you hate yourself and you hate your life. I was in the darkest hole of my entire life. You could ask my girlfriend. I did not leave the house. I was in a clinical depression. It was
Wow.
dark. And I said, this is my way out.
Yeah.
And Tyler, do not fuck this up. Like just trade your model, and when you get the trades, and I was trading London session because you were asking me how did I trade, right? I was trading London session because I had to trade before I went to work.
That's late for you though. Well, I guess very early.
No, I would look at the market. I would be at the market as soon as London session opened. London session opened at 2 a.m. I would trade from 2 to 6:30. That was my model.
Wow.
At the time, that was my model, and I would not go outside of that. And you have to understand is that whatever data shows, that where your model is, I didn't give a I'm waking up at 2. If I can make money and change my life, I'm waking the fuck up at 2 a.m. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't want to go to work anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the freezing cold elevator shift. I'm over this shit.
What was the motivation for you? Like, I know you said you got into trading, but was there anyone who inspired you to get into this?
And I met him at the event yesterday. If you guys know, Big Daddy Max is throwing an incredible event, and I met the person that got me into trading yesterday,
Wow.
and we are friends now. I got his phone number. It was a full circle moment, and his name is Q Banks. I don't know if you're familiar with him,
Yeah.
but he is one of the coolest fucking people I've ever met. And guess what? We're friends now, and we do. And Q, if you ever watch us, we have a pickleball game because Q was talking a lot of shit about his pickleball skills. Okay. And it's just the most insane thing to me that he got me into trading. And I met him yesterday at the Big Daddy Max event, and he was the coolest, most raw individual that I've ever met. He's a friend of mine now. Like we exchanged phone numbers yesterday,
That's amazing.
and it was just a full circle moment for me because the first time I ever seen somebody hit 6 figures on a trade, it was Q Banks, and I met him yesterday, and he was just like the coolest guy I've ever met, and it was and everything that resonated with me with trading was like it was just the weirdest thing for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, you ever meet, like, somebody like that? Like, he was so raw and cool and just
Yeah.
amazing, and
Yeah.
it's super nice to me, and, yeah, I met him yesterday, and it was just, like, the rawest moment, and, like, he's like, "Yo, give me your number, like, let's chill." I was like
Hey, you're like, yeah, sure. Why
and I
not?
felt the same way about Jade Cap and Kane, and they're
Mm.
2 of my like, Jade Cap is like, we hang out, like, that's my brother, like, and Kane that's my boy too. It's like, all these people I used to watch on YouTube,
Yeah.
they're my friends now, right?
Yeah.
And and it could happen, and that shift can happen so fast in your life, and nothing is off limits. I'm telling you right now, if you aspire to be anyone or want to see anyone in your life, like, you are the main character in your story. You have to remember that,
I
right?
am.
You are the main character. You write your own script, right? The universe will provide you anything that you put in your mind, and God will provide you anything you put in your mind. Whatever you say and will be attracted to you.
How do you go through that? Like, how do you get yourself out of that negativity? How do you get yourself out of that slump to just continue moving forward?
It's honestly, it got to the point where I knew that things got bad. I was like, I don't know if I could actually do this, right? I of course I doubted myself. I'm gonna give you guys the truth, right? Everyone goes through this. I doubted myself. I didn't know if my model was good. I was blowing accounts. I was getting angry at myself. I was like, yo, I said to God, I said, why are you doing this to me? Just help me. Please help
Mhm.
me. Universe, help me. I'm not happy. I want to change my life. And it comes to the point where I want I want to tell you that you need to go through all of this shit, right? If somebody tells you not to touch the hot stove, it's always going to be inside of you to be like, all right, how hot is
Yes.
the stove actually, right?
Yeah.
So you don't learn until you actually go through all of this shit. Unfortunately,
What was one of those things that you had to burn yourself enough times to finally get over?
you know what was the biggest thing for me? It was actually attaching myself to a trade and attaching myself to a specific bias. This is what I tell people is that you react to the market, you do not predict. If you have a bullish bias, right, on the higher time frame, but the market right now at this specific time, like, let's talk about silver, about what just happened, right? If you're long biased because of the higher time frame, what are the charts showing you right now? What are the charts showing you right now?
Mm.
React. Do not predict.
Yep.
And I got burned by that. If I was long biased, I would be like, "Yo, there's no way that this is gonna," like, I would keep taking longs, and I would marry the trade. That ruined me. I would marry the position, and I could not let it go. I
Yep.
couldn't do it. And guys, I want you to know that, like, okay, I burned a ton of accounts. I have. I went through it. You have to go through this shit. Nobody is telling you the truth. Nobody. These fucking influencers out there, they're not fully transparent. They are burning a lot of accounts. When you see those huge payouts, you have to understand that that comes with them burning a lot, and they're getting the accounts for free. They're not paying for fucking shit. So they don't care if they full port the eval. I don't want people to do the wrong thing and get into the wrong mindset. When you full port an eval, that mentality is going to come with you into your funded
Mm.
account. It's
Mhm.
evil. It's fucking evil. So please do not go down that dark hole. Respect your evaluations. Because if you think for 95% of you out there that you think that you're going to be able to turn that off, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
That is going to carry with you, and that negative connotation of trading will follow you in your funded account. I promise you.
I got to ask you, do you resonate with the statement, if how you do one thing is how you do everything?
Yes.
So how do you practice that sort of discipline outside of your trading?
I tell you right now. Okay. Every single day, I'm in that gym at 6 o'clock in the morning doing my fasted cardio
Oh.
and working. No, I'm working out, and my diet is so completely dialed in. I don't eat any processed sugars. I don't eat any refined carbohydrates. My diet is rich in fruits. Red meat is what I focus on. Don't believe the media. They're feeding you lies about the red meat. First of all, is that it's the most nutrient dense food on the planet. I focused on everything in my life is so beyond discipline that it completely reflects on the charts. If you, and I want to focus on this, if you got outside shit going on in your life, the charts are going to reflect that.
Yeah.
So do not trade. If you had a bad day with the wife, or you had a bad day at work, that is going to show on the charts. So it's better off that you don't even go in and trade. You got to stay away, because the market will show you whatever it is inside of you that you are internally struggling with. It will be reflected on those charts.
I got to ask too, because like, obviously I keep going back to this because I think this is important, right?
Let's go.
Like you were in this phase where you were just grinding, right? You were
Mhm.
grinding. Like for traders right now, because there's a lot of traders who work 9 to 5s and they are trading,
Yeah.
they're in a job that they hate. They work for a boss that they absolutely despise. Like
Yeah.
they're exhausted, right? They're just trying to get out of that phase. Like, what do they misunderstand about this phase? Like, what kind of advice would you give for them during this moment?
The most evil and destructive thing that you can do in your trading or anything in general is compare yourself to anybody on social media. It's fucking evil. It's so beyond bad, because you're gonna be like, oh my god, this kid just hit 6 figures in payouts. Let me tell you something, brother. You want to know how much money that kid just put into fucking evaluations and nuking his accounts and resetting them? They're not gonna show you that shit. It's gonna be bad for their Discord. It's gonna be bad for their mentorships. Stop. Focus on your own journey. 95% of the shit that's on social media is such a complete and utter lie. You're like, oh my god, how did this kid just do $50,000? Okay, pal, he just spent 30 G's on evals and resets. Are they going to show you that? No.
The ROI ain't mathin'.
No, it's never mathing. It's never mathing. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. It's all gray area that they never want to show you. People have Discords where even if they don't get free accounts, the monthly fee that you pay for that $150, that $200, that $4,000 that you pay to get in their Discord, guess who's paying for their evals, buddy? You, not them.
Mm.
Do you think that they give a shit to full port their evaluations? No, they're not paying for them.
Yeah.
Or the company's giving them. And I don't ever tell somebody in my life to ever go and disrespect the evaluations. Ever. I tell you, treat your evaluations with respect. Because when you respect your evaluations, you respect your funded accounts.
Mm.
That shit will carry over into your fundeds.
Yeah.
It is. Take your time on your funded accounts. I know you guys hate it. You want to be funded right away. You want to immediately be working towards payouts. But if you go and change the entire scope of your trading to get through an eval, brother, I promise you, as soon as you get that funded account, and they say, "Oh, you're ready." You don't think that mentality is gonna completely resonate in your trading in your funded account? Bro, I'm telling you right now, it's going to. You're not going to be able to turn that off.
What do you think is like one of the biggest rules that traders completely break when they go from funded or simulated environment to like a live environment?
I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with a rule. It's the excitement being in a funded account, and now that you know that you're working towards payouts, and you completely deviate from whatever the fuck was profitable from you because your mentality is so messed up because you're excited.
Mhm.
You're excited. You're like, I finally got through my funded stage, right? The first day of your you guys got to know that 95% of people don't even keep their funded accounts for longer than 30 days. So that should be at the forefront of your trading. If you keep your funded account for longer than 30 days, guess what, pal? You're better than 95% of people trading out there. You are.
Yeah.
You're at the 1%, because you get too excited, you over leverage, you then you're taking trades outside of your system because you want the payout.
Yeah.
You're attached to it now.
Yeah.
You have to separate yourself from the money. You have to separate yourself from the trade and ignore the P&L. The P&L is meaningless. Stop focusing on that. Focus on your model, and the money is a byproduct of your discipline and your patience in the market. The market will reward you from your good behaviors, right?
Yes.
When you're disciplined and your patience, the market's going to tell you, hey, here's your reward for that. Every time you do something negative, guess what? The market's going to humble the shit out of you, bro.
Oh, we felt that. We've all felt that.
Everyone has.
Oh my gosh.
But not enough people talk about it, and that it means nothing. Anyone can hit a trade, right?
Yeah.
Anyone. If you can't keep that money, and if you can't trade your model without taking a loss, right? You build all this data and you're like, okay, I'm profitable over this amount of time, right? Like 2 years, 3 years data. You can't take a single loss and walk away from the charts.
Yeah.
Your data means nothing.
Right.
So put that, and you know that's what 95% of people do wrong. That has to be your main focus in your trading. It has to be. Stop asking me about my strategy. You can't even get through the strategy because you can't take a fucking loss. You can't.
Well, and it's interesting too because you can give someone the exact playbook
And they
and
can't.
yeah.
And that's why psychology is so incredibly important in risk management. It is number one. People don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
You have to completely rewire your entire brain, right? I tell people this all the time. Anything in life you want to fix right away. If you do something wrong, you get an argument with the wife, you fuck something up at work, anything. The human brain has told you, yo, let me fix this right away. Because you want to, because you can't physically deal with that. You're like, all right, I need to fix this. It's a lingering feeling inside of you, and it sucks. But if you do that on the charts, it's going to strip everything away from you. It's going to take more. When you try to fix, it's going to take more and more and more and more. And what you're doing, and when you get rewarded for that bad behavior,
Yeah.
oh boy, let me tell you, because now you just fed someone an evil habit. Because every time you get tilted and then you get rewarded for it, it's telling yourself, yo, let me do this again.
And it'll work next time because it worked this time.
And then the one time that it doesn't work, guess what? All your accounts are gone now.
Exactly.
So all those demons inside of you, you have to learn to take them and understand your emotions.
Yeah.
And the emotions are going to be there, guys. Listen, I've been trading for 6 years, and you don't think that. And anyone who tells you that I get tilted too when I trade. I'm as raw as it gets. Do I get tilted in blow accounts? Of course. Is the tilt as serious and as I acknowledge? I know when it's happening. I know.
Yep.
I'm like, Ty, this is happening because at this point, you're just clicking the button. You're not
Yeah.
even, there's no rationalization in your trading. Everybody gets tilted. Nobody is not going to ever feel that emotion. That is
Right.
something that you every time you come to those charts, it's going to be tested, right? So there are going to be people out there, oh, I don't get tilted. Yes, you fucking do, dude. Stop lying.
We're all
You're a
human here.
human being.
We're all
These
human.
emotions are there no matter what. Every single day you come to those markets, you're going to be tested on that. Does it get a little bit easier to manage as years go on? Yes. Are you completely like those emotions will never come up again?
No one's immune to
bro.
it.
No, you're not immune to anything.
Yeah.
You're not immune to anything.
So how do you like handle those sort of days? Because obviously, if someone is working a 9 to 5, they are,
Yeah.
funding these sort of accounts, like, and you've been there, you've been in that phase. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get over a red day like that? How do you get over a tilt? Like, what do you do to just mentally reset?
This is what helps me is that I have a specific window of time where I take a trade, right? I trade right now. I made a model to be suitable for me and to take advantage of prop firms to be able, because if you guys know, I trade like solely futures now, and I came from a swing trading background. I go, okay, how do I make my model in a way where I could take advantage of futures prop firms? Because first of all, if you guys know, the ROI on futures prop firms as far as the barrier to entry is the best in the entire industry, right? You could turn a small, like less than $1,000 into over 6 figures in payouts. So I go, okay, Tyler, how do I make my swing trading models acceptable for the futures prop firms? And I go, okay, I got to take advantage of Asia session and the new daily candle. So I get in at Globex Open at 6 p.m. and I will take my trades up to New York into midnight. So 6 p.m. until midnight, I need to catch a trade inside of there, and I need to swing it into 5 p.m.
Sure.
If I don't get a trade inside of that, I don't even look at the charts.
Mm.
Don't go and look. Don't be like, I'm just still going to watch price action, because your brain is going to tell you to get into a trade anyway. Do not even fucking look,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you, inside of you, you're going to be like, oh, this may be a good entry. That's not part of your model, bro.
You'll start convincing yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't even look. Don't look. Go touch grass. Go do something. Get a hobby.
Yep.
You like to go to the gym? Anything. You like to golf? Go ahead. Just get away.
Yeah.
Do not be like, I'm gonna watch PA to help. No. No. Do not do it. You're going to take your trade. You're going to take a trade and you're gonna be like, holy cow, why did I even do that? Because you're bored, you're watching the charts, and you just convince yourself to take a trade outside of your model.
So then those are the sort of habits that start building up and building up. Because like you said, the moment actually one of those trades that you weren't supposed to take
Yeah.
works out for you, and then you're like,
And
oh,
then
it happened. You can do
It's
it
like
again.
feeding,
And
you're
yeah.
feeding a drug addict.
Yeah.
Right? Trading is going to produce the same hormones, that dopamine, as that drugs give you, right? When you hit a trade and you hit a big trade, that dopamine is inside of you, right? And you're gonna convince yourself, right? If you only wanted a $250 day, you'll convince yourself to get a little $500 more.
Oh,
And
yeah.
guess what? The account's fucking gone.
Yeah.
You ever had those days where you just I've had days, and guys, I'm gonna remain completely transparent. I had payouts in with firms. Like they were in, the payouts were in, and I was like, yo, let me just get a little bit more. Guess what? The payouts were fucking gone because I traded like an asshole when I shouldn't have. And I've also had days where you know those minimum trading days that you need? Oh, I just need $250.
Yep.
And you tell yourself, I'm just gonna come into the market and get my $250 day. Yo, bro, you're trading something that's not inside your plan. How's that account doing now? It's gone, right? Yeah, I've been there too, brother. I've been there too. That $250 day, you have to trade it with the same discipline that you would to go and get that $5,000 day.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, that minimum trading day that you need on certain prop firms to just get through the day and get that payout, you go and trade something outside your system, bro. As soon as you hit like a $300 loss, oh, let me just get that back. Oh, now you're down 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh shit, you just hit DLL. The account's gone, bro. You're feeding a drug addict. You have to be so incredibly disciplined to the point is like, if I need that $250 day, I'm gonna go take my A+ setup and I'm gonna utilize micros. But people don't want to do that because they're in such a rush to get that
Right,
payout. They
right.
want it bad.
Yeah.
But you're everything attached to that is gonna be so negative now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every time you get rewarded for it, it's even worse. It's even worse and worse and worse, and you're digging yourself a deeper hole.
Yeah.
I've made every mistake that every trader's made, right? I've over leveraged. I strategy hopped. I've done everything. So there's nothing that anybody could say to me out there that they're like, oh, I've done this. Bro, I've done it. I've nuked accounts that I've already had payouts in for.
Oh,
I've
we've
done
all
it.
done it. We've all done it.
Yes, but not enough people are going to tell you that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's going to ruin their image. It's going to ruin their Discord. It's
Oh.
going to ruin their sales for their mentorships, right?
Well, and that's the thing too. Like everyone always says, like we always talk about how trading is the hardest way to make easy money,
Of course.
right? And obviously everything you just said makes sense. But
And-
like in terms of you've received over $500,000 in payouts, like
Yeah.
in a span of what, 6 months,
No, 4.
4 months.
I got banned by over 20 Forex firms. They didn't even let me buy accounts anymore. They actually told me I was a risk to the firm. And they said that you can't trade here anymore.
You're not allowed here.
I have all the emails. I never even put them out there because it's just like, what benefit does it bring me? But if anybody knows the CFD firms are and the Forex industry is very, very sketchy because they can manipulate price, right? The data feeds and the
Mhm.
price on one firm could be something.
It's unregulated.
Of course, the CME, you can't change that.
Yeah.
You can't change that. So that's why I went to futures, right? But I was a swing trader, and it took me actually, it took me multiple months to kind of change my model into sense that like I can't hold the trades past 5 o'clock.
Right.
So
So you how did you refine that? Because have you always traded the Asia or the London session?
yes, because it was the only time that works for me.
Oh.
I couldn't be in the elevator shaft trading, right?
Yeah.
I would have a swing trade going, right? So I'd be in
Man.
a swing, but I couldn't like I'm legit. I'm 10 stories up in the air on a ladder, right?
I just want people to visualize that for a sec because what you probably how do you even have service down there to begin with?
You don't.
Exactly. So
You know where I was trading? If anybody knows, it's called a porter john or a porta potty. I would go and hide in the porta potties and tell them I had to go pee, and I would be trading in there. I could be managing my positions.
how long would you be in there for?
They'd be like, Ty, what do you like? Why you peeing 30 times? I go, I have a small bladder. And I did whatever it took. And it's that you guys cannot make excuses for anything. You know, when like people say, oh, I don't have time to work out. Yeah, you fucking do. You just
Mhm.
don't want to do it.
You just don't make time for it.
Like, you have a 9 to 5. You can go to the gym at 6 in the morning. You just don't. You gotta want this shit really bad. You gotta do things that other people won't. It's anything. This has nothing to do with trading. You gotta want this shit so bad. I was so focused on this. I wanted to change my life because every single day that I wake up right now, and I'm so incredibly blessed to just have whatever the fuck I have right now, regardless of what I make in the future. Right? I get to wake up every day on my own terms. I moved completely uprooted my life from New York, and I moved here. I took a
Mm,
20-hour drive, and I live, and I'm so incredibly happy and blessed to just have whatever I have right now, right?
yeah.
And I get to live a life that I see fulfillment with, and I get to help others, right? It's cool making money, right? But when I go on my Discord, and one of the traders in there, he goes, "Yo, I just had my first 20,000." He had a $20,000 month.
Wow.
That is true fulfillment. You don't
Mm.
get anything like making money on your own is great, right? But to help and change the lives of others that's where I get true fulfillment in.
It's a servitude.
And I
Yeah.
like to do it, and I don't charge anything for it. Like, you want to come in my Discord, it's completely free. And I love every single one of you that's watching, and I just want them to know that I resonate with every single struggling trader out there. I do. That's why I won't take advantage of people. Do I have an affiliate code with Tradeify? If you wished to support me, that's fine. If you don't, no hard feelings at all. Right? You're gonna buy the accounts either way. If you want to support me in the Discord, go ahead. That's the only thing ever that I ever like make money from, right? It's like my affiliate code. But if you don't use it, I don't give a shit. You could use the code that Tradeify has, right? But I want everyone to know that I really do resonate with all struggling traders out there because I know what it's like to be on your last dime. I know
Mhm.
what it's like to not know what's going to come in the future, and that you hate yourself and you hate your situation. So I don't want to monetize the people that support me. I
Mm.
don't see fulfillment through that. I want to help you guys for free, and the money is made in the markets. I don't need to go and sell you guys $1,000 fucking course. That, to me, I could not physically sleep with myself at night if I did that. I don't want your money. I don't want it. If you want to support me through the affiliates, fine. But I will not ask you guys for anything. I try to get accounts to give away. I try to do the most that I can because I love every single person that's in my Discord, and every person that tells me that, yo, Ty, you helped make me profitable. I got my first payout. It's just like that right there. I'm telling you, it lights a fire inside of me, and it's a fulfillment in me that. And listen, I have the largest payout in the firm's history. I made $51,000 on a single trade.
Wow.
Helping somebody become profitable and pass their first funded account is a feeling that I will never forget in my entire life. So
Crazy.
that's why I'm so adamant on just keeping things free, and just connecting with every single person. And I had a few people in my Discord that I met at the Big Daddy Max event,
That's
and
good.
it was just it's actually amazing, man. It really is.
It is a very like full circle moment. Like you
Yeah.
said, you met Q Banks as someone who was so you looked up to him
He got me into trading,
and you met him.
and I
Yeah.
met him yesterday, and it was just he was just like it was the coolest experience for me because I was like, holy cow. And I don't want to like fanboy over him, right? Because I'm not like that.
Oh,
Because
fangirl him up.
I think I'm the coolest personally. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking this guy's gonna love me.
I'm so shit.
I'm like, yo, I'm cool as shit. But yeah, he's like, yeah, we were talking, and was talking about his pickleball skills, and I said, good sir, I think that I could personally take you on the pickleball court. And
You're on cue.
we exchanged numbers, and I said, pal, I'm gonna embarrass you on that freaking court.
Oh.
And you know what? I'm out for blood. So
Uh-oh.
Q, you're my boy, but on that court, we are enemies. And
Damn.
I'll say and clip that, and I'm gonna send it to him.
I want to ask you too about, because you obviously had this fire in you with
Yeah.
that you were like, I gotta make this shit work.
Yes.
I have to make this shit work. In terms of like keeping you accountable, because yes, you can stay disciplined to yourself, but
Yeah.
like who was the outside influencer for you?
It was nobody. It was whatever I had going on in my life that I hated myself so much, right? It wasn't a specific person. It wasn't because you have to remember, guys, is that nobody's gonna come and save you in this shit. You are 100%. You have to be accountable for yourself. No person's gonna keep you accountable. You have to do that on your own, right? If you want to take an extra trade, guess what? Nobody's forcing you to do that. Nobody's forcing you to over leverage your accounts. It's all on you. So as soon as you come to terms with understanding how important accountability is, and I knew that I was doing shit wrong, and I knew it, and I couldn't stop. I said, Tyler, fucking stop doing this shit. Stop trading outside of your window. Stop taking bad trades. Stop getting emotional in your entries. Just understand that you have a model, and you detach from the money everything. Just come in when the setup's there, you take it. If you take a loss, that's it. And nobody else is going to come and save you. As soon as I understood that, everything started to change for me. Focus on the time window, focus on the setup, and focus on the risk management. And the payouts and the funded accounts is a byproduct of that.
100%, 100%. So you live in Miami right now.
Yeah.
You're a Long Island boy at heart, though.
Hell yeah. I still kept the area code and the phone number. That's the one thing I refuse to let go. 516 forever.
Oh boy. So you had this journey. Obviously, you feel
Yeah.
very fulfilled as far as things go right
Yeah,
now in terms of your
course.
life. So what is next for you? Like, is trading seems like it's still going to be part of your life
Forever.
forever. But what's the next step?
All right, so this is where I'm at. I want to. So if you guys don't know, I want to get to a live account with Tradeify. That's like my one of my biggest goals. I am trading the 150K select plans, the flex plans, which in my opinion are they just dropped these and they're some of the best plans on on the planet. Because if you guys know me as a trader, I really like having no consistency rules, so I could let my winners run. And I want to make it to $100,000 in payouts with them, and then
Awesome.
eventually go to a live account. So that's like one of my main focuses right now
Nice.
is I want to be live with Tradeify, and I want to show them like the sustainability that I can have as a trader, right? And get some payouts in the sim, but then eventually go to the live account and run it up there,
Yep.
and just make my CEO Brady Boy proud, my brother, and Dan. Which if anyone knows
Oh, boy.
Dan is my brother. I want to make both of them proud, and I want to show them that I can be a sustainable trader and not just be. Like all these other people that burn and churn accounts, and
Mm,
they go for it. They're sim warriors, what we call them. They're sim warriors is that they can't replicate anything in a live account because guess what? Either they're getting fed these accounts or they have an extremely large bankroll and they're full porting until it fucking works out. So and then they go on Twitter and they show, oh, here's my P&L of 100,000, but I just spent fucking I actually just spent $60,000 in e-bounce this month.
ooh,
Well, I know people who do it. I'm not going to specifically drop names here, but I know it, and I want you guys to know there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there.
man. I got to know one last thing. So, obviously trading is going to be part of your life.
Forever.
It's going to be part of you. It's not going anywhere. But if you were to give advice for someone who's just grinding through it
Yeah.
right now, even yourself, like if you were to go back to yourself,
Mhm.
like what is one thing that you would say to that person or yourself that you think would really be beneficial?
Like I had times where I was like, "Yo, I don't know if I can do this." Right?
Mm,
Those are those trying times, and is when you need to actually grind harder. This is going to test you in ways that you never even thought possible, right? Telling you guys the God's honest truth, I literally lost everything. I'm telling you, I couldn't even pay my own rent. I couldn't. I was a miserable human, and at no point in time did I ever tell myself that I would give up because I want you. You have to understand that I put too much fucking time into this to give up.
yeah.
I put my heart and soul into trading. And it's the only industry that is going to whatever you put into this is what you're going to get out, and you don't need a boss, you don't need anything. It's the single greatest opportunity to escape the fucking matrix. And this is why they don't teach you about it in the school. They don't teach you about finances and anything because they want you to be a slave. They want you to be middle class. They want you to work until you're 60. They want you to be fucking miserable, and this is your way out. Trading is your way out. Whatever you put into this, you can get out of it, and I know every single moment of struggle, when you do finally get over the hump, you're gonna be like, this is the greatest thing that ever happened to me because now you have all that pain inside of you. And you won't know
Mm,
until you physically go through it, unfortunately. But it's part of your journey, it's part of your story, right? This took me 6 years, and all the losses I had in 6 years, I made back in 1 month. My biggest month ever, and I didn't talk about this, is that I came to Miami and I had $10,000 in my bank account, and I got a studio apartment. And I said, but I had all my funded accounts. I was trading Forex at the time, and I had all these funded accounts. After I paid off all my credit card debt, my first big trade ever, I made $20,000
wow.
on it was a USD JPY. I was trading the yen, and I closed the trade at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Wow.
and I made 20 grand. And I promise you right now, I've made over six figures in payouts. The feeling of that first payout, my first payout ever was $20,000. It was never a small one. And the feeling that I had inside of my body, it was the most euphoric thing on the entire planet. And I
Right.
paid my credit cards off. And I called my father-in-law. I said, Gene, I'm quitting my fucking job. He goes, are you out of your mind? I go, no, I just made 20 grand on a fucking trade. Do you think I'm ever going back to the shop again? He goes, he goes, you sure you want to do this? I said, yes. I quit my job, and I had all these funded accounts. I had about $12,000 in the bank, and I got my studio apartment in Miami, and I drove down, and I just had the funded accounts. And I said, if Tyler, as long as you don't fuck this up, you could make this work.
Right.
The first month here in Miami, I made $168,000 in a month, and I cried. I cried, and I
Wow.
had the biggest payout in the prop firm's history. I made $51,000 on a single trade. Nobody's ever beaten it. It was on one trade. I held it for 3.5 weeks, and I made 168 grand. And the month after that, I made another 100 grand. And the month after that, I made another 100 grand.
Oh my
I did around
gosh.
$400,000 in 3 months.
Amazing.
So I want you guys to know that it takes a small amount of time to have a huge shift, and all those years of pain could be erased in 1 month. And yes, is the journey painful? But every single moment of it is worth it because you won't ever forget it. And if I lost everything today, if I lost everything, I'm just so goddamn proud of myself that I never quit, because this was the best experience I've ever been through, and my life completely changed, and I'm blessed by just Tradeify to be here, and I'm blessed just to be here with you, and I just have the amazing community with Tradeify, and Brett's amazing, and Dan's amazing, and everyone here is amazing, and if I lost it all and I had to start from zero, I'm just so proud of myself that I never quit, and I never gave up on my dream to be a trader, and I know that I could do it again. And it's just I'm so thankful to just be here and be here with you. And
Oh,
not a day goes by where I don't actually wake up and I'm like, holy cow, like this is my life now.
what a fucking inspiration. That is just, I literally have goosebumps just like hearing everything you just said right now. And it's not even that cold in here. It's been a fucking pleasure, man. I
Absolute
appreciate
pleasure.
you.
I love you guys. Thank you
Man.
for tuning in, for everyone watching, and thank you for having me.
Yes.
Love Tradeify, and I love everyone here. Thank you.
Beautiful. Appreciate Tyler for sharing his story and breaking down what it really takes to go from the grind to six-figure months. If you want to follow his work, check out at @TylerG_Capital on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description. And if this was useful, make sure you share it with a friend and subscribe to this episode so you don't miss the next one. Follow us on all socials at Tradeify. And if you're not already part of the community, come and join us. We'll see you next time on Funded.